Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I am teaching you how to be a Pilates princess. Yes, today's video is all about being a Pilates princess. If you follow me on literally anything, TikTok, Instagram, you just like see me passing by on the street, I can assume that you know how much I love Pilates and how I can't stop talking about it and how it's literally become like a core personality trait. And it's also one of the #1 things people ask me about. So hopefully today I am answering all of your questions about Pilates. Let's just get right into it. If you are someone who is a little bit nervous to try Pilates, you may have the old mindset that I had. Before I ever started this, my brain said, if you do not sweat, if you are not drenched and covered in sweat and out of breath, you did not work out. That was truly my belief for so long, was that if I didn't sweat during a workout, that it wasn't really a workout. And I do feel like that is something so many girls say to me when they're a little bit nervous about Pilates. They're like, oh, I just don't know if I can do low impact. Trust me, I was there, but I will say that I have lost about 30 pounds since doing Pilates for 3 years now. That was over the course of 3 years. I did not lose that instantly. I did not lose that quickly. It was over the course of 3 years, but you can be strong and healthy and you can have muscles only lifting 3 pounds and doing Pilates, I promise. I would say the number one most asked question when it comes to Pilates is what do I use and how do I do Pilates? Because I will say there is a lot of misunderstanding around Pilates because I do think that there seems to be this very high like barrier to enter. Like you have to be going to these incredible Pilates studios and paying $300 a month for a membership. That's not true. That is not true. For the first 2 years that I did Pilates, I only ever did it at home. I never stepped foot into a studio. Just within the last like year and a half, I started getting into classes and studios and trying different things. But truly when I first fell in love with Pilates, it was in my basement using an app. I did not have a reformer. I did not have a membership. I had nothing but my phone, a yoga mat, and my basement. So when I first started using Pilates, I used to use this app Beachbody, but it was just really dated. And I knew that if I was gonna really take Pilates seriously, that was like not the app to do it. And I had been following Sammy Clark for a while on Instagram just because I would see her workouts pop up and I always kind of liked them. So she was the first person that popped into my mind because I knew that she taught Pilates, and that is how I was introduced to form. If you have been following me on Instagram for a little bit, you may know that I am truly in love with form. I have converted so many people in my life to using it, and that is one of my greatest pleasures. Like truly when a girl DMs me or texts me or lets me know, hey, I started using form because of you. Like truly put that on my tombstone. Put that on my tombstone. That is like the legacy I want to leave with the world. It makes me so happy when people try this and they actually like fall in love with it. It is literally $22 a month. First off, this is like not an ad. If it was, that would be amazing. Sammy Clark, if somehow you ever see this, please girl, I would do anything to work with you anyway. This is not an ad, but Form is only $22 a month and you get access to every workout. Like you don't have to buy workouts or buy programs. You get access to everything, the entire library for $22 a month. It is insane considering most gym memberships are 40, 50, 60, 70 plus. In total, I do use 2 apps and both of them are $22.99. So I pay under $50 for like a Pilates membership. I promise you, I know what I'm doing and I'm hooking you up. Like this is how you be a Pilates princess on a budget, okay? Anyway, back to Form. So with your membership, you do get access to the entire library. I will say I do have pros and cons for everything I use. So a pro for Form is that this is truly how I started falling in love with Pilates, and it is very true to the name Form. Sammy is very big on the form, the mind to muscle connection, the slow intentional movements. That does not mean she's easy. That does not mean she like takes it slow. There are some workouts on there where I am literally like trying to catch my breath, but Sammy is very focused on form and like proper Pilates movements, at least as proper as she does. I do think it is very intentional, and I think that is the secret to Pilates. That's later in my outline, but it is truly one of the secrets to Pilates is the mind to muscle connection. And if you don't have that, I do not think Pilates is as impactful. So I love Form because she really does focus on like intentional movements. She also does focus on strength. So there are a lot of different types of workouts in there. Form, A++. I had been using Form for like a year and a half, almost 2 years at that point. And my best friend Bailey, who I also do my podcast with, she was kind of entering the Pilates space and she started using Tasha Franken with TF Studios. And she'd been slowly telling me about her. And I was like, you know what, let me just give it a try. I got like I think I had like a free week of like workouts, whatever. And I immediately fell in love with it. And now I strictly use Form and TF Studios for my at-home Pilates workouts, and I think there is like no better combination. Like truly name a better duo than TF Studios and Form. One of the reasons I love TF Studios so much is like her workouts are working hard, okay? They are so diabolically insane that sometimes I literally like get so annoyed at her, like I actually yell at her in my basement, and it's like a little bit insane. She is definitely more fast-paced. She definitely has a lot more combos, a lot more like complex movements. Some of her workouts, I truly think she is a robot. Like she can pulse for like 5 minutes straight. I don't get it. It's annoying and it's insane, but it has also completely transformed my body, so I guess it's like working. Oh, I'm just also realizing that I never said my cons for Form. Like the reasons I like the other app or the reasons I dislike the other one. Does that make sense? So my con for Form is that she doesn't come out with workouts as frequently as she used to. I feel like she used to come out with like 2 to 3 new workouts a week, and it really is like a lot longer until she releases new workouts, because I do just think there is like a little bit of a lack of workouts or like a lack of new workouts. That though is a pro for TF Studios. I think TF Studios, she comes out with new workouts every single week. She comes out with so many different types of workouts. She has reformers, she has equipment, she has no equipment, she has all these different things, and she's always pumping out new workouts. So I do feel like there's always something new to do on the app. I do think my con for TF Studios is the pro for Form. I think sometimes Tasha can be a little bit messy in her movements. I feel like sometimes she moves from one combo to the next really quickly, or she moves through things, or you're doing a little bit too many things at once. Like, do you remember back in like 2012 when like Instagram workouts were a thing, and you would be doing like deadlift and then lift it over your head and then do 2 ab movements, then toss it down, do a burpee and pick it back up, and that was like 1 rep? Like sometimes TF Studios enters into that world where the moves feel a little bit crazy, and like I said, I do think Pilates is all about that like mind to muscle connection. So my pros and cons are opposite of each other, but that is why I think those two together are so powerful. And again, full access to entire libraries of Pilates workouts for under $50. Like, they don't make it better than that. I'm like sweating. I just got so passionate talking about that. Let's get into my workout split. I always feel so weird saying that. So every single week I do like the exact same things. I'm a Capricorn. I love routine. This is what works for me. Again, if you need more variety, if you need things different, you do you, girl, but this is what I do. So Mondays I do booty or legs, and that is Pilates. Again, all of these are Pilates workouts. On Tuesday I do core and walking. I do dedicate 1 full day to core workouts. Some people think this is crazy. Some people don't advise to this. I personally have been doing 1 core day a week for like 3 to 4 years at this point, and I love it. I think your core is so crucial to Pilates, and I enjoy doing a full core workout. So I usually will walk for 20 minutes on my walking pad. I like to just get some kind of like walking movement in, and then I do like a 20 to 25 minute core workout. So that is every Tuesday. Wednesdays is arms. This is boring. I am like the least concerned with my arms, so I kind of just do whatever I'm feeling in the moment. Thursday, I typically do a full body Pilates workout. So this is like a really light, low impact full body Pilates. And then Friday, I have recently been starting getting into classes. So I typically do a class every Friday, but if I am not doing a class, Friday is where I will do like strong weight training legs. And it's not like fully weight training. I never lift more than 20 pounds, but that is where I'll do like a leg workout that's a little bit more strength-based, less than Pilates. It's still Pilates, but it's like a mix. Or I will do a strength-based full body workout. So this is where I'm like doing all the movements, but again, it's like Pilates, but just like a little bit more weights. Both TF Studios and Form have like 1,000,001 workouts that fall into this like strength X Pilates category. So I always have something to choose from. And then Saturdays, because I do work out 6 days a week, Saturdays are like my open day. It's kind of different every week. If I did a workout class, maybe Saturdays I'm doing legs. If I didn't do a workout class, maybe Saturday I'm walking and doing something else. I feel like I enjoy having one like open day a week to kind of just make it whatever I want to be. Sometimes I'll do like a cardio Pilates day because TF Studios has really good cardio Pilates classes. This is truly my split. This is how I break up every single week. And at the beginning of every single week, I literally just plug and play. Like I'll look at my to-do list. I'll be like, oh, okay, today's arms. I will go to TF Studios, go to arms, and then pick out what arm workout I want to do. That's really as simple as it is. Next on my list is how I pick these workouts. So I will be honest, I typically only work out for like 20 to 25 minutes. Sometimes I will do 30-minute workouts, but what I have found with both Form and TF Studios is that they are so focused. You really don't need more than 20 to 25, 30 minutes. Like they pack so much in, you don't take a lot of breaks. It's usually very fast paced. And I do think that most of their workouts fall under this time frame. Obviously, sometimes they have longer, they have shorter, but most workouts fall between 20 and 30 minutes. And I've been doing that for 3 years, and I feel like I'm the strongest I've ever been. So I don't feel like I need to do anything longer than that. I know that I typically like legs from Sammy a little bit more, but I love core from Tasha with TF Studios. So like say it's a core day, I will go to TF Studios, I will type in the core section and I'll just look for a video. I scrub through the workouts because sometimes she's doing things that I absolutely will not be doing, or especially since I like mix and match my workouts. If I just did a lot of like back in my full body day and then it's an arm day and I notice that in the workout she's focusing a lot on back, I won't pick that one. I truly just like scrub through and decide in the moment. That's how I pick my workouts. We are now at the do's and don'ts section of being a Pilates princess. So I wrote down a few do's and don'ts of just kind of like overall Pilates journey. My first do is do invest in hand weights and ankle weights. So this is something that you really can do. Like you can start so basic off of Amazon and you can get like the Amazon Basics 1 pound ankle weights. I know Bala bangles are so pretty and there's some brands that have bright colors and pretty things. You don't need that. That is one thing I do want to say with just Pilates in general, because Pilates has become so trendy and popular. There is this feeling where it's just like, you know, kind of feels like elitist in some ways, or it might kind of feel like, you know, not everyone's allowed to do Pilates, or you have to be this perfectly toned, matching set, matcha drinking Pilates princess. And while you are entitled to be whatever you want to be, you don't have to be that. You can do Pilates however you want to do it. You can do Pilates in a baggy t-shirt and shorts. You can do Pilates in a matching set. You can get coffee afterwards. You can, I don't know, go to McDonald's afterwards. Do whatever you want. You do not have to be what the like TikTok cookie cutter Pinterest version of being a Pilates princess is. But I do think you do need to invest in hand weights and ankle weights. They can be really, really affordable off of Amazon. And I think this is one of the best ways to really elevate your Pilates workout. If you want to start with no weights, it's definitely a great way to like lock down your form and lock down the movements. But hand weights and ankle weights are so useful. I have a set of hand weights that are 2 pounds, 3 pounds, and 5 pounds. But you can start with 1 pound ankle weights and maybe like 2 pound hand weights. And I promise you, this will elevate your workout. Don't try just one instructor or one workout and give it up. This is something that I think is so crucial for Pilates because there are so many different Pilates instructors and styles and types and flows. There are so many different people with all of these different workout experiences and workout limitations and all of these things. Do not just try one instructor, one workout and be like, that's it, Pilates is not for me. Don't just take what I'm saying. If you try Form and you try TF Studios and you're not totally in, keep looking, keep trying other instructors, keep trying free things on YouTube or people you see on TikTok. Like seriously, there is so many options for Pilates right now. Do not just try one workout, be like, well, I don't see results and I didn't like that instructor. To be honest, when I first started TF Studios, I did not like her. The first 2 workouts I did, I was like, oh, I don't really know if I like this platform because the workouts were just totally different than what I was doing at Form. Here I am a year later and I'm obsessed with the platform. So don't give up after just one attempt. I promise you, you will find an instructor or a style that speaks to you. Do work mind to muscle connection for Pilates. This is something I have said a few times, but I truly do think this is the difference between Pilates movements and just like moving your body. Like arm circles, right? If you're just doing them normal, you're just flopping around and you're gonna feel absolutely nothing in your arms. You're just gonna be like, okay, this is not a real workout. But if you do mind to muscle connection and you really think about the muscles in your arm, I'm not a Pilates instructor, although one day I would love to be, but most instructors will talk about this. If you think about the muscles in your arm and you do slow, controlled movements, that is the difference between just like throwing your body like any which way and actually seeing results with Pilates. I truly believe that once I started doing the mind to muscle connection, that is when I started seeing the sculpting, the toning. It makes all the difference, okay? My last one is don't get discouraged. Pilates is not an instant fix. You will not do 1 week of Pilates workouts and have this dream body, but I really do feel like the connection you build with your brain and your body while doing Pilates lasts so far beyond the workouts. Like I feel like I'm so much more in tune with myself. I'm so much more comfortable in myself. I feel so much more myself. I don't know, you build this relationship with your body that I definitely did not have before, but I do not want you to get discouraged. If you're trying Pilates and you just haven't found your stride yet, do not get discouraged. Pilates has changed my life and I really truly hope that other people can relate to that and it can like bring in so much happiness and joy because that's what it's done for me. But don't get discouraged. I promise there is so much love and like acceptance and confidence in Pilates. So keep trying, keep going until you find your rhythm, find your flow, and then hopefully you're gonna be crazy like me and making YouTube videos where you talk for 30 minutes about how much you love it. This was sort of like a really brief overview. I talked about this over on my Instagram and people were asking for like somewhere to keep it more long form. So I figured a YouTube video was best. So I hope I answered some questions for you. I hope I made you feel a little bit more confident being a Pilates princess. Well, there goes my light. Bye.